For welcome. Hi, I am Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So subscribe to the channel now. Do subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. If it's your first time here, thank you very much. Make sure to subscribe. Want a notification in the notification turn on. Make sure say you do choose all of us on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So I joining us before. Thank you very much. So I joining. Of course, in the description below there's going to be the link to the Fiifi-Manfred WhatsApp channel. So Fiifi-Manfred WhatsApp channel, Fiifi-Manfred betting, go Fiifi-Manfred. Telegram channel. So obviously we'll travel that this week when we were good. You're reading all the odds in there. So joining us and make sure say you join us and then enjoy. And then we have a lot for you, a lot of analysis. So I see you be the first thing I want to say is this, So we at Chelsea here, there's nothing to worry about. To be very honest. Like so and what's your ball at Chelsea boy? And then you just juxtapose it from wherever Chelsea are coming from. And what Chelsea have done, what Chelsea want together, there's nothing to worry about. So I was many in Kofobe 3 or 4 different Chelsea fans in common. And Obia Shani Chelsea Nibia accepts one thing. Say yes, there is disappointment in the results. But in terms of performance on the day, the quality of play, how are Chelsea call Anfield, and then tore Liverpool apart, for want of a better word, literally owning the game, holding Liverpool by the scruff of their neck. Now, consistently, who play to Liverpool person. So, in the pre-match analysis, I had mentioned, say, in terms of how Chelsea want to play in that game against Liverpool, it is going to be a little bit critical. It's going to be dicey to come down to certain details. We're matching the details of when to press, when not to press, when Liverpool will jump, when Liverpool will not jump, when Chelsea will have the ball in the tight spaces. Can Moises Caicedo control the game? And Obi Oshie I say, in terms of near midfielders, I'm talking about Caicedo and Ryan Gravenberch. The quality of on display from Branch FM Moises Caicedo on the ball and off the ball. How anytime he was supposed to play forward, he was able to play forward. Me I go for but Chelsea assist now Nicolas Jackson did come from a Branch FM Moises Caicedo, and he has done it several times. Did it last season against West Ham, while in this season against West Ham was in the game against team friend Liverpool at Anfield. And mind you, he went into this game going head to head in terms of whatever the metrics are as a midfielder versus Liverpool midfielder, your friend Ryan Gravenberch. And people have said consistently that this season the best midfielder so far in the English Premier League has been Ryan Gravenberch. But definitely you would want to put a branch of friend Moises Caicedo somewhere in the conversation in terms of who the best midfielder has been. And the showing at Anfield was top level stuff. Top level stuff. And again, Chelsea come match in one of the first things that shock you as lovers of the game, Chelsea fans, was the first thing about regimes are offering Jiba, not straight up over Bobo Nibi. Then the next thing about say, Oshe the year Chelsea born. Now Romeo Lavia so injured for a very long time. No Subaru Bobo Nibi. Everybody was worried, say, can they play the game? But Romeo Lavia was solid. Regimes solid. Yes, in the second half, go na Chelsea conceded, and you can see say partly regimes a part of it because time in back four are constricted, about very close. Now the distance between Rhys James and Tosin Adeleye was a little bit wider, and maybe that's the reason why Curtis Jones was able to lash onto that ball, got enough time, and then got the goal that he got in there. So those are just the small nitty-gritties game. But in terms of performance, and I wanted to share this with you. Say, share the match statistics. Apart from the most important metric, which is the scoreline, every other metric went in favor of Chelsea. Shot on target, shots played, touches in the opponent box. Chelsea had 18 touches in Liverpool's box now, which is the very first time since 2021. Any team here at Anfield had 18 touches in the opponent's box. Chelsea were able to deliver Liverpool for almost second goal conceded of the season. Before this game, now Liverpool conceded a match here. Them concede any goal apart from Sago no concede against Nottingham Forest. So definitely it is so much of an improvement. I think saying, to be very honest, say who analyze the game now, for me, at this point in time, it is more about what Chelsea overdid than what Chelsea did not do. So should be a Chelsea was here. Game at Chelsea Kokobo Anfield no. One Levi Cole, you're born without an irregular partner in Wesley Fofana. And the small mistakes here were Chelsea. Chelsea usually play with two centre backs. One of them, the central centre back, one of them who's supposed to be the aggressor. Most of the times, Leverkusen has been the sweeper of the ball. Then you have Wesley Fofana being the aggressor. So Fofana sees the danger, jumps into the danger, tries to quell out the danger or nip the danger in the bud and stuff like that anytime that Chelsea is playing. Whilst on the other side, there is Leverkusen that sweeps, reads the game very well, and then sweeps. Or making sure say anytime there are problem be on or be clear problem, he will deal with it in that regard. But in that game against Liverpool, we played him with Tosin Adebayo. Temperament is very important in terms of centre back pair. Immediately Chelsea played two centre backs that was supposed to be calm, and Tosin Adebayo is the calmest of the two. Ono ball which on as CCB or no better SVP. But then even as a CC, you're supposed to have some sense of ball reading, some sense of aggression. So we played Leverkusen in an area and be consistent or aggressive. But he's also erratic, and consistently he made a couple of mistakes before, say even on Mohamed Salah. Possibly could have gotten a yellow card, possibly could have even gotten a red card before says a penalty, and that's something that really did affect the game. Also, the confidence of goalkeeper Robert Sanchez was really questionable in that game that Chelsea Boyer at the Anfield. And then again, you look at certain things around the game. After the game, I saw this picture of Enzo Maresca and the boys. Now, I'm going to call Chelsea fans to one, and then they went to say a big thank you to them. Say, I'm support you. I think that the away end was superb in terms of support. And in the game that the boys played, they didn't know. We are Chelsea, like deep inside of you. So it feels different than the Chelsea that we've seen in the last 2-3 years. You don't have to let it worry you. You don't have to be too worried about the kind of football at Chelsea about and the fact that Chelsea do not get the full complement of the results away at Anfield. Obviously, it's Anfield. It was always going to be difficult. It wasn't going to be a walk in the park. But the fact that Chelsea could them. And again, this one, I was saying something said, so Chelsea, they went into this game with 2 question marks on their head. Chelsea beat Tina Comanche in 1 to be confident and I said they were going to go in, sit back, allow Liverpool to have the ball, and then stay in the game as long as possible. They chose the first one. So they'll go into the game, they'll be confident, they'll dictate the pace of the game, they'll try and control the game, and then they'll make sure that at the end of the day, they come out of the game knowing that they are the best and then playing their best football. And so Enzo Maresca, after the game, now Okase for him, if there is any way to lose a game, then definitely it's the way that they did lose. Not leaving the game without putting in the fight, and then they showed metal. Coach Anslot also did say how Chelsea played now. Team or no Chelsea manager that's all back and for the boss Arbona. He's really going to take a lot out of the performance from his players, so there isn't any problem in there. And I think after the game, Nkofo Bebre qualified for the head of Abrante and Robert Sanchez, Chelsea goalkeeper. And I understand because it was a slight mistake, but it cost Chelsea the 3 maximum points in there. I think that is where Robert Sanchez comes in. And then in the estimation of the sporting directors, don't believe it's Robert Sanchez is the guy who better in terms of on-the-ball abilities than Abrantia and your friend Robert Sanchez. That's Philippe Jorgensen, and he's there. There is also Petrovic or Gaga Slonina. One of them will push up and then they will come and fight for the shirt, which is very, very important in that regard. After the game, a lot of the legends of my boy in the English Premier League have said some very, very cool things. And this one here from a bunch of friend Emmanuel Petit, Arsenal legend. I'll say I think Caicedo has certainly been the best midfielder in the league this season. I don't like even calling him and holding midfielder, as he's much better than that. For me, he's a modern day midfielder, definitely one of the best players of the season as it stands now. And like I said, he went away to Ryan Gravenberch Steph and then controlled the game. Emmanuel Petit said Caicedo was the best player on the pitch against Liverpool, and he was wearing the armband. He showed great personality and mentality from start to finish. He showed incredible composure on the ball with so many men around him, and I was very impressed with him. In big games like this, you don't have the time to think, and when you look at a whole game, he gave an assist, recovered the ball, and so much energy. Honestly, I was very impressed with the game that Moises Caicedo did play in there. That's from our branch friend Emmanuel Petit. Petit also spoke about Cole Palmer as a Chelsea player, and he spoke about the fact that Palmer was good. There are levels more as a Palmer it's doing in terms of influencing games. We say big games, obviously big games. I say Abrante friend Cole Palmer, it's me influence. So, what you Chelsea now for me, nothing is worried. Nyake and say Chelsea can do the proper recovery. And when I say the proper recovery, I mean say Chelsea have a big game on Thursday this week against my friend Panathinaikos. Chelsea needs to win. If you go to the Greek league, Panathinaikos are playing very, very well. They are dominating the league. They are playing very well. I mean, they're getting a lot of points. And it's a game where Chelsea need to do better as well. I said they should be able to start getting back into their good form and not get carried, not get worried by Liverpool performance now, and in the results of winning every one of them. And it's going to be a very, very big one. After Liverpool won there's going to be the next one, like I did say, in the Europa League on the 24th of this month against Panathinaikos away, and at Chelsea away against Panathinaikos. Then they come back to come and play in the English Premier League against Newcastle or Stamford Bridge, another game that's going to be difficult to play. Newcastle for a very big, bulky, aggressive team. But then again, they've shown frailties, like in the game against Brighton, like in certain games, we show a little bit of weakness in how they play. And I think that Chelsea can really exploit it. This is where Chelsea's character text comes in. Can they build on that? And are they going to say, it's okay, just one loss away to Liverpool is going to plummet their season, or they're going to work on that? And I think that Chelsea are going to do well in them. And now, Pameka, yeah. On the show, sure. And I'm saying, if there is ever a conversation about midfielders, very good, top midfielders in the Spanish La Liga, I'm with my boss, CM or CAM. If the name Pedri Gonzalez is mentioned, I beg, the Madrid fans should stop mentioning Jude Bellingham. Because seriously, Pedri Gonzalez is an excellent midfielder. I don't know if anybody watched him against Sevilla. Everything that Barca needed in a midfielder. And you see, most of the times, say midfielder be a CAM and I say CM. We judge them most of their times on the ball. Until ball no any flamboyant stuff, no chimney and sano or tenny, no my pass, no switchy player. Then people say good. But for me, a CAM or a CM who does more without the ball, because my kind of several times say in the modern game you can do so much with the ball, but the little you do without the ball, you are going to be in trouble. And Pedri Gonzalez is that guy, controlling the game with the ball, dictating the pace of the game with the ball, making sure so imposing himself on the game on the ball. It has been very, very instrumental for Abrantia, your friend Pedri Gonzalez. He has played so well, dictated the pace of the game, and now in the game against Tima, their friend Sevilla, he was one of the best players. And I was saying this morning, the most iconic point of some match was time and Pedri every match in not Gavieba, no more man the armband in there to be the next phase of FC Barcelona. Now all control name out. For me, it was super. And I've said it several times. On the part of Real Madrid, the night before Mobo against my friend Celta Vigo, me not convinced. To be very, very honest, me not convinced. So we are Barcelona, so beside himself, I didn't think I was convinced that. Several times Barca has played teams against, Real Madrid have played against teams or more pressing, or more aggressive from the front foot, or more forcing them to make mistakes. Consistently, Madrid failed to get answers to that. And I'm not talking about the scoreline. In the scoreline analysis, essentially, Madrid were the best team. But in terms of performance, there are certain things that were lacking, and that's why even Carlo Ancelotti, the coach of Real Madrid, about matching there are a lot of things that he needs to work on when it comes to his Madrid team to get him there. But of course, the performance will be Kylian Mbappe, Sago Nosheno was excellent, top draw stuff. Same from Abrante friend Vinicius Jr. The goal that he did score was also next level stuff in terms of how well he played and how much he dictated the pace of the game and how best he was in certain moments of the game. Now you hear Abrante friend and Vinicius Jr. to come on and dictate the pace. Look at that pass from Abrante friend Luka Modric into the part of Vinicius Jr. to slot home and then get that important goal for team my friend Real Madrid. So Madrid was spot on again in the Italian Serie A. So you love of the Italian Serie A. How poetic is it going to be? Say the man who started the onslaught for Internazionale Milan, that's Antonio Conte, is going to be the man that probably brings finality to it. Check. Time Aurelio De Laurentiis for Antonio Conte by their plan was to ease him into it. So okay, Antonio Conte, you go, Roberto Mabe compete after 1 or 2, 3 transfer windows. we can get some good players. Antonio Conte will now turn them into winners. He beat Magic Scudetto to him after selling Luciano Spalletti free honor. But Antonio Conte comes in the very first season and then begins to hit the ground running. First game we lose. Since then, since the beginning, the first game of Boy with a branch of Lukaku, it has been on the upside since then, with midfielders of Stanislav Lobotka, Frank André Zembo and Guisa, or their branch here, Billy Gilmore, and of course Scott McTominay in the middle of the park. And definitely they have what it takes to get a job done. At the back, there's a centre back called Buenjueno, and then of course Ramani, top centre back pair, using Di Lorenzo, who is the captain of the side at full back, and then of course Antonio Conte was a son in Sama was switching from the regular 3-backer, all with the 4-back, and then imposing himself in games. It has been spot on, and that's exactly the reason here Antonio Conte and the Napoli side are on top of the talent area. Of course, now only just 3 points away from Team Efreno. Inter Milan 17 points and 14 points. Inter went away to go and beat AS Roma in the Italian Serie A, also in them, and it's getting cagier. This week there's Champions League. Barca on Wednesday are going to play against Team FN FC Bayern Munich. Like I did tell you, Chelsea will go away to go and play Panathinaikos because in the Europa League, actually, then there are a lot of games like making sure someone subscribe to the channel, making sure someone turn on notification, and making sure say links na me for the various pages, various channels of Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, Fiifi-Manfred WhatsApp channels for bets. Why join it? Because our channel part the big odd is going to be there for the Champions League on Tuesday. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you. Bye bye.